Again, these leaks. They didn't come out as far in advance as before this time around, but the sheer ferocity and volume of them is much like Goku in this chapter. Foreboding. That's right everyone, Dragon Ball Super the Manga Chapter 64 is here, and this roller coaster experience of dodging leaks here and there is starting to get, quite frankly, out of hand. Not only with the length of time before the release, but now the type of leaks. In some cases, if you were unlucky and unfortunate, what's even the point of reading the manga? The entire synopsis is out there. Be careful. I will not make spoiler or leak videos prior to a manga release. You heard it here. Anywho, where you can legit get this is via Viz's online portal. And for just a couple of bucks a month, you can get access to the Super Manga as soon as it comes out. As well as tons of Shonen Jump titles as well, and I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I just really dig the service. Chapter 64, Goku's freaking nettled! Okay, I know that isn't the actual title of the chapter, but it may as well should be. I think it's quite obvious that he's a little bit miffed that his new angelic bestie has been noped out of existence by the cosmos, and it's all Moro's fault! Before we begin, this video has been supported by the folks over at Ridge Wallets. With tens of thousands of 5-star reviews for their signature line of slimline wallets, just like this refined carbon fiber number here, I still cannot get enough of how good this is. You can fit up to a dozen cards in it, and you're pretty much covered then when it comes to your plastic portfolio. You can get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/Masako using the code Masako at checkout. Where we last left off, things started to get a little bit reminiscent of the Dragon Ball Z era, what with the level of Krillin and Android 16 references and vibes going on here. And Miris had pretty much taken the initiative and knowingly erased himself from existence to fight for the universe against Moro. This was his mistake and he was gonna fix it. And Moro right now is just turning more and more into the likes of Perfect Cell. And as much as I like that idea on paper, I really do like Cell. It doesn't sit all that well when it comes to creating a new villain to go alongside Cell. Even the number of transformations, 3, is identical. Now that Dende had also been able to heal everyone else, it really does now feel like a question of when Moro's going to be over, rather than if. Especially when you have to stare at Goku's back muscles like we did in the last one, which are like, Frieza once said, things you could grind meat on. We resume our story with the Galactic Patrol, who had helped take down Moro's goons earlier, in the story, heading back to base when they suddenly feel a disturbance in the Force. They're not quite sure what it is, but we do, as they look back to Earth. Cut to there. Good. Miris' departure from this coil is enough to send figurative shockwaves without them even knowing what it is. Jarko and Goku know, with the former still having not a clue about why Miris did what he did, and where he is, whether he's alive or not, thinking he hasn't passed. And then Goku's all like, you know, I've learned something today. And then you get all the cheery music, and then goes into explaining that Miris took himself away from living as part of saving the universe, instead of doing it to help him in the there and now. This wasn't an act of friendship, it was an act of justice. The angel was looking at the bigger picture. And okay, this is a little more descriptive than with Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 awakening at least, so it's not completely board for board. Something that Whis and Beerus have also noticed and are keen to witness. Then we get Goku suddenly calming down a little bit, controlling his emotions like what Whis wanted him to, asking why Jarko himself joined the patrol. It's actually a good question. He doesn't seem to be an overly selfless guy on first glance, keen to save people, but that's where we're wrong. Jarko loudly states, with fervour, that he did it to preserve peace in the galaxy. That and the duds are neat. And yes, do remember from a previous chapter that those aren't his trousers. He's basically just wearing gloves and a vest. To each their own. Goku is pleased, but Moro isn't. He's had enough with all of this chicanery and talk, and with the Saiyan telling Jarko to back off, he is now powering up, and with the will of Miris behind him, said with a very cool line. Also, you can probably have the song going, "He lives in you," from Lion King 2 playing as well. We then see for the first time in the saga, mastered Ultra Instinct, or as Whis puts it, Ultra Instinct perfected. And I think it's safe to say that the framing and composition here for Goku's power-up is that of being epic. What with the long shot, the cut to natural scenes, and of course Goku looking upwards before then looking forwards. Yeah, it's a cliche, I know, but in this case it looks awesome. This is definitely Toyotaro doing his thing of storyboarding the anime, if it ever happens. Also, something to note. Moro has no clue what this power is. Ultra Instinct Sign he sort of understood in a way of sorts, but I can imagine people having that technique more likely as a candidate for the GOD, but he's never seen it perfected or mastered like this, and this surprises him. And seeing Goku calmly walking towards him, oh, that's actually kind of nice to see. Moro being frightened from such a simple thing after all his posturing and all of the evil acts that he's done in the last few chapters. Now, if you remember how effective this power is, we are now about to get into the meat and potatoes of the chapter, and the action begins, being the meat, and lots of it. Moro is grabbed and then dodged by Goku, and with simple sentences, the Ram has no answer to Goku's actions, being hurled about all over the place like a rag doll, or should I say, Ram doll. In fact, I actually see loads of little nods to the Matrix, when Neo's getting his full power for the first time with Goku, flicking Moro's punches away, and he's not even looking at Moro. Did you get that? Whatever it is, it's a very good way of sticking to Toriyama's desire and love and passion for Western movies. It's also good to show how much Moro is being outclassed right now, and will continue to be so, in fact even more, with the cat noticing that Goku's improving as he goes, getting the hang of it. So, oh man, we're not even close to his peak. We then get Goku, because of course he has to, giving some explanation to Moro, also to us, that by not thinking, he is winning. Again, more Matrix vibes of, come on, stop trying to hit me and hit me! Since Moro has been insulting martial arts throughout all of this arc, he doesn't believe a word of this, and decides to just keep hitting Goku, and goes full power, causing a lot of dust, but equally like Jarko most of the time, a whole lot of hot air. This next move, man is it cool, and yet so simple. No flashy ki attacks or anything. I think this is one of the signature sequences of the entire saga. Just Goku manipulating where Moro flies to, and then going full Street Fighter, sure you can! Moro in the gut. Oh yeah! That's the money shot right there. That will definitely make for a good poster or visual for the anime. Again, Toyotaro is dropping hints. And the shockwave carries around the entire planet. Damn! That's just special, I mean, we've seen ki attacks flying off into space from the planet, sure. Nothing like this, though, where the entire planet is shook in one go from just air. Then we've got the face of pain from Moro, sort of like mimicking what Goku had to go through a couple of chapters ago. That's sublime stuff, Toyotaro. Nice! Even Beerus thinks this. He's reacting that Goku is fighting in a godlike manner, whilst also keeping his cool. But I also think that we're going to be getting close to him ordering a rematch with this version of Goku sometime in the future, you mark my words. With the cat ordering this fight to be done with so they go home in time for tea, Moro lands back on the ground and looks like he had a rough night. That one serious attack, or for the One Punch Man fans and anyone wanting Goku and Saitama to fight, one serious punch, it's all enough to wind Moro up and leave him utterly broken with Goku saying he's lost. And then the Ram has a colossal temper tantrum, as you do, which is equally as ferocious. We are definitely seeing the Ram having no answer to this. If he is able to pull something out of this, I'm just going to call hacks here. Shenanigans. He's losing his cool for the first time in a big way. And again, the visuals for this are spectacular. Tons of ki geysers coming up from the surface, even more so when Moro uses this tantrum to make his presence and try and jump Goku, but nope! What do you think happens? Boot to the head, and through the ground, out of another ki geyser. Oh, that's pretty. And if I had another pair of glasses to take off, I'd be taking those off too. Oh, that's spicy. Okay, calm down, Mars. Okay. Now, after threatening to consume the planet Goku holds dear, more of the same thing happens with even more kicks and punches. Goku isn't holding back here. And despite the Saiyan telling him it's over, he doesn't seem keen to actually end it, really. Goku's body is really wanting to make Moro suffer, because remember, Goku's not calling the shots here. He's not making conscious decisions. His lust for a good fight isn't in control, just the desire to protect Earth and fight. Powerful. What's even more powerful is that Goku doesn't even care about Moro's feeble pleas for help, which he probably has remembered from Frieza's time are probably fake, and asks Jarko if he's still sentenced to death, which he is, Jarko asking him to do so. He then rips off the Galactic Patrol insignia, and that is going to be something to take note of. Probably not wanting the patrol to be seen as barbaric, and Goku is doing it on his own terms, not as a Saiyan, as an Earthling. And Beerus is scared about this. Not angry or indifferent, scared. And this is where it ends. All in all, this chapter has been rather illuminating as well as breaking through the mold for a couple of characters. Needless to say, to see Moro on the back foot here for the first time and starting to get genuinely desperate, not getting anything from Goku in return for once, is a definite sign of how this Saiyan is done with this Ram Man. Before now, he was really getting angry fighting him, Moro really loved this, but now, he's straight up just over him, and that is now getting under the Ram's skin. And with that last reaction of rejecting the Galactic Patrol insignia, I get the feeling that Goku's going to be savage next chapter. That tearing of the top isn't just a trope anymore, not this time. It's more than that. Goku's going to straight up not forgive Moro at all. Miras's brave efforts will not be forgotten, and Moro will not be let go. Goku asked Jacko if he could end him personally, and that is very unsettling, but also something that is very good to see, considering what we've had from Goku recently. Goku is reverting to his Dragon Ball Z mindset, and less like the Super mindset, in which he had regressed, and acted all goofy purely for the sake of it. The Toei bods going, "Oh, you like wacky Goku, right? Here, have some more." Here and now, he is being the hero that media portrays him to be, the icon. Good. But also at the same time, we've been so used to Super Goku now, it's just something quite unnerving to see Goku being this serious, actually. And as for Jacko, that's cool that he's opened up a bit, whilst also being true to his eccentric nature. He wanted to protect people, that's why he got into this job. Okay, and he liked the uniform, fair enough. At least it shows that he's not all hot air and bluster. He's not entirely a jerk. He's got a good side under there, despite not being the most obvious about it. When it comes to the action and art, it is gorgeous. Toyotaro has clearly been looking forward to this part of the story, as it's something I've noticed in both this and the previous saga. If he's not all that hyped about a particular sequence or something like that, he's just gonna rush through it, still producing okay art, and get onto a part which he enjoys more. And this part, he is absolutely giddy with, and it shows. We are getting intricate drawings, backgrounds, detail. This is all top-notch stuff, and harkens back to Toriyama's glory days. Goes to show that Toyotaro is learning from the master, and is taking his advice and experience on board. Now, if we can get this more and more often from him in the future, not just when he feels like it, then the manga is in good hands. He just needs to be a little bit more fluid and creative with panel placement, but yeah, give him time. He is on an upward curve. Is chapter 65 going to be the climax of the fight? Probably. I don't see where else it could go if Goku's actually serious. This next chapter will end the fight, I reckon, and then one more to wrap things up before having a little breather. That's my best guess, again. So, what did you folks think of chapter 64? Has this gotten you curious for what is to come next, or are you feeling that this is going to become predictable and the ending's just going to be a dud? In any case, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I shall see you next month for chapter 65. Be sure to stay safe out there, and catch you later.